9,657 pounds of fentanyl have been secured by Border Patrol agents in fiscal year 2024. That's enough to kill roughly 2 billion people, or 6 times the US population. That whole I don't pay attention to politics attitude really just needs to be thrown out the door, because we're going to need everybody to fucking clean this mess up. But I didn't even come here to talk about fentanyl specifically. I came here to talk about how the CCP, or the Chinese Communist Party, has infiltrated our borders and our marijuana farms. It turns out the US government is aware that the Chinese Communist Party has invested in thousands of marijuana operations in the United States. But guys, they're not just involved in growing weed, they're involved in human trafficking, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, forced labor, more violent crimes, and international money laundering. Between Maine and Washington state, they have linked 749 sites to Asian transnational cartels. Oklahoma has 2,300 medical dispensaries. Over 2,000 marijuana farms are linked to China. In Northern California and Oregon, they've found that there are Chinese, Russian, Mexican, and Bulgarian cartels that are in charge of these farms. According to Homeland Security's website, at the southern border in fiscal year 2024, they've let in 24,376 Chinese illegal immigrants that have came across the border. 24,214 of them crossed illegally. That's an 8,000 increase from March 2024, comparing it to March 2021. And it turns out that Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, the guy that was almost impeached last month, he advised Border Patrol to ask Chinese nationals less questions. That way they can make the process more quick. Now, I'm pretty sure the numbers for illegal immigrants on the books is about 10 million under Joe Biden. What portion of that population is being sexually exploited or being used for forced labor? How about those 24,000 Chinese nationals that just came over in the last 7 months? How many of them are forced to work in the fields on these pot farms? How many of them are going to go missing? What about the children? Our country is being taken from us while we sit here and watch it. Please, do you and your neighbors a favor and call your representatives, demand higher security at the border, and demand that they start investigating the cartel's involvement in the marijuana trade and the illegal drugs in general. Like I said earlier, Customs and Border Patrol have seized about 2 billion deadly doses in the past 7 months. What about the ones that they haven't seized? Who are they going to hit? It's not just going to be these people living in a tent down the street from your house that you choose to ignore. This is happening to children, 14, 15, 16-year-olds who think that they're experimenting with fun party drugs with their friends who end up dead. Don't let it be your kid or your nephews or your nieces. I will say I'm a hopeful person, and I know a lot of people think that we are just so far deep into what's going on right now that there's no stopping it. Well, I disagree. I think we can stop it if we stick together.